All right. So, all right. So those are our ideas, and that was the news for Final Fantasy. We're just gonna go for one more article. This is gonna be the longest article, so bear with me as I read the notes for all this stuff because I really wanted to talk about this. So there have been conspiracy theories about a new game being developed by a Dutch developer, Blue Box Game Studios. Right now, it's called Abandoned, exclusively for the PS5. They have a teaser out which shows like this amazing photorealistic graphics of like some guy who's lost in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But they also been teasing the game. They also been teasing about what the game might be called or what the game really is. They kind of shot themselves in the foot, making people think that it's the next Silent Hill game or it's Silent Hills, which was by Kojima. And so some things are the rumors are that Kojima has been alongside them with the project. Both have since denied the rumors, but the conspiracies is still not led up to this day. And other news, side news, by the way, Death Stranding, the director's cut is a real thing. Apparently, they pretty much just said that they're adding a couple additional mechanics such as stealth.
More walking.
That's pretty much it. Which is
Slower walking.
slower walking towards enemies, stealth kill.
Yeah.
So that was aside from that because I remember the last episode we talked about, or I talked about anyways,
Oh,
how I
God.
believe that this director's cut thing is a misdirection for what he's really doing. I was wrong. That's not the case. It is real and it's dumb. So back to the conspiracy stuff. It has been known that Konami has outsourced Silent Hill to another developer. We just don't know who. PT is spray painted on a rock somewhere in a teaser for Abandoned. Kojima has tweeted a pic of him holding a blue box. Blue Box has deleted a tweet that had recently said, "Guess the name, Abandoned. First letter starts with S, last letter starts with L. Reveal closing soon." Sorry, closing in. And then, of course, you could give an example. Remember, Kojima faked a game development company, which is Moby Dick Studios, when announcing his first game outside of Metal Gear, which was called The Phantom Pain, which turned out to be Metal Gear Solid 5. So he loves to do these lies and misdirections and stuff like that. So there are a lot of other hints. And if anyone is interested, I left a 30-minute video by a guy on YouTube called Yong Ya. He talks a lot more about crazy connections about how this might be the Silent Hill game and how Kojima is connected to it. A lot of it could be, yes, complete coincidence and a lot of reaching out there, but there's a lot of coincidences. So it goes down such a huge rabbit hole of conspiracies that actually has me convinced as well. The problem I see is that if this does turn out to be a legit developer, whatever game they have releasing will highly disappoint gamers and probably set up the game for failure because they're expecting it to be Silent Hills. So I'm actually kind of worried for these guys who are trying to make a legit game that looks really good. So the what they're talking about is that they're going to finally release the game and the name of the game and what the game is all about on June 25th, which is tomorrow. So hopefully it is just a regular game and it does very well for itself and it doesn't get ruined because of this reputation of being this conspiracy of Silent Hills. So I just want to know what you guys think about all this information. Can we start with Kevin?
Okay, cool. I was rewatching the video to see if I could see the PT, and I'm at like 58 seconds.
You're gonna watch half an hour video?
No. So I'm gonna take a shot for this. I'm not gonna name a fighting game, but I'm gonna name a turn.
Fighters.
No. So there is a thing called a triple cross up. and and basically what it is so you see how you said it could be a misdirection of the director's cut. I don't think that the director's cut is a misdirection. I think it's a Trojan horse. I think the director's cut is the Trojan horse, and then whatever else, this could be Silent Hills, and we don't know it. We're expecting so much of out of it, and then it might not be. but then he might have Silent Hill working already. You know what I mean? Like this could be the dummy inside the.
You
or
mean
the
abandoned or
sorry, abandoned.
okay.
Yeah. So abandoned can be the dummy inside of the Trojan horse. It's gonna be multi-layered. So the dummy, the bait
It
inside
sounds
the
like
Trojan
Kojima
horse.
regardless, but go on.
And then he can have the guy pushing it in as Silent Hill, and we don't even know it.
Yeah.
That's a triple mix.
There was this crazy. I think the funniest conspiracy, or sorry, the funniest connection that I saw that was on this video by Yang on YouTube, is Hideo Kojima. I think it was Hideo. Hideo translated in Japanese is called Hero, and then if you translate it to a different language, and I can't remember what the language is, if you translate the lead designer or director or CEO, I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy part of Blue Box development, his last name translates to a different language, Hero as well. So people are also thinking that this guy isn't even real and that is really just Kojima under a different name. But just this week, the guy showed up and did an actual recording saying, hey, my name is this. I'm a real person. Whatever it is that you're thinking isn't true. I'm a real person working on this game right now. And everyone is just like, yeah, sure you are, buddy. Sure.
Hey,
you're
my
real."
name is Danny Martinez, and I'm the owner of the Drunken Guardian podcast. It's me. Whatever you think that's on the camera, that's not it.
What they want us to do is they want us to throw a button out and see what happens, and we're just like, nah, I'm blocking, bro. That's not a real mix. What are you doing? I'm not believing that. That's what I'm not believing it. I'm not biting.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe it. I don't believe the mix.
Yeah. Randy, what about you? Oh, Danny, go ahead.
I believe that Blue Box is using this as a strategy thing to get this stuff hyped up, to get this game hyped. I mean, I believe it's all Blue Box. It's
But do you not think though that they're going to ruin their reputation trying to take advantage of a franchise that's not theirs, and then disappoint everybody when it's not what they were expecting?
if they have a game that's like the next Fatal Frame, for instance, you know, like on that par where it's going to be this next scary, interesting, great looking game, and they have confidence in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to matter. I think this might just help bring notoriety to this game because people are going to, regardless of what comes out, they're going to put more eyes on it than they would because they're not as big of a developer as, you know, Konami or whatever. So it's just their way of bringing notoriety to it. And you never know, you know, if something comes out, they might end up working with Kojima because of all this later on, especially if the game does well.
Yeah.
I got a question.
You know, should be them finding.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you. So my question is, because this is like a throwback from like when we were talking about it. Do you think the game is going to be as popular because Kojima's name is attached to it?
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you see?
Of course.
It took me a second to register what was being asked, but oh my god,
Are you
he hit you with the no you.
are
Just went
you
reverse on
asking
your ass.
for another fight?
I was like this. I was digging in the bag like I was waiting for this one, but
You literally
Okay.
activated Kevin's trap card right there.
I want
It was-
to
it
hear
was
Danny.
awesome.
I want to hear Danny.
Okay. This would be awesome. They put out this thing. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is Kojima's next game. Kojima's next game." You know, game's about to come out. They go, "You know what? It's not really Kojima's next game." And all these pre-orders get canceled, and it would just like prove my fucking point.
Yeah.
But I think it's on the same line where they're using Kojima's. Let's say this is not Kojima, right?
Yeah.
Let's say this is 100% Blue Box. Blue Box, what's happening right now is 100% proving my point because people are looking at this game way more because they have Kojima's name attached to it. The game hasn't even fucking come out, and they're looking at it way more only because there's Kojima's name on it. And if it was Kojima, people would buy it like crazy.
Yeah.
Versus if they just did regular promotion and didn't do anything, be the same game, do the same thing, and people would look at it differently. If they had Kojima's name on it, if Kojima stood his name on it, even if he had nothing to do with it, and then later on it came out like the same way like Tim Burton did with fucking Nightmare Before Christmas, I really had nothing to do with this. people will still say, "Hey, look, Nightmare for Christmas was a Tim Burton movie." It's really
Kojima.
not. You know,
Randy, I haven't heard from you yet about it.
I don't really care too much about this, to be honest. So you could keep going, Dan. Go on your tangent. I'm
Well, why
donating my
not?
time to you.
Well, why
'Cause the thing
not
is,
though?
it's like, okay, so PT was exciting when it got canceled and they come out with the Silent Hill pachinko machine. I was so upset.
Well,
I refused to care for anything that Konami and Kojima had to do with
we're not
anything.
talking about Konami. We're just talking
No,
about
no,
a
no.
conspiracy,
I
though.
no, I know, but also at the same time, I don't want to think anything because I don't want to get my hopes up for whatever.
Oh, it's okay to
it's
get
just
your
like-
hopes up as long as you're just cautiously optimistic. Because the thing is that as convinced as I am that this is a conspiracy and that this is all Kojima's doing, I'm still okay with it being a cool indie game, and I'm still gonna play it regardless.
So in that aspect, yes. So what I mean to fully elaborate it, I don't care about the Kojima hype. I don't care about this is new Silent Hill, this new PT. What the trailer was, it looked really interesting. I did like the voice acting because something about it gave it that old kind of like Capcom charm, where it was like cheesy but intense, but at the same time very attention grabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Will I play it? Yes, whether it's Kojima or not. But all this like, it's Kojima. I'm gonna I'm done.
It's one thing. It's one thing to have fun with the conspiracy and talk about it and stuff. It's just another thing to get too deep into it and take it so seriously. I don't believe they should
Because
take
people
any
are,
of that
like,
stuff.
so deep into this
Yes,
shit, and I'm like,
and I understand.
down.
And this is
Enjoy
why.
Fortnite.
This is also why I wanted to talk about it because of I understand how toxic some gaming communities can be. And the fact that, like, again, like I mentioned before, is I worry that a indie developer who's trying to make a legit good game is going to ruin themselves because, well, not themselves, but they're going to get ruined because of the community and their expectations. And that was another thing that I want to get out there is because of the fact that, like, we should not, this is fun. This is fun to talk about, but it should not be taken seriously. This is something that is just out there crazy. And if it happens to be true, cool on Kojima for making this elaborate, crazy fucking like conspiracy. And if it doesn't, then just play the fucking game anyways if you're interested in it or not. That's it.
That I'm interested. It's just that this whole thing is just about his the Kojima conspiracy. Bleh.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
That's the only focus that I don't like about it. But otherwise, no. Abandoned looks really fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty unnerving, and that's all that they're showing. So I'll hope to see more from it.
Yeah.
Hopefully more.
But
There's a lot of stuff coming out tomorrow.
Abandoned is
Hopefully.
abandoned, not abandoned as a Kojima project or abandoned as PT.
Yeah.